Imagine sitting alone in a dark room. The only sound is the faint crackle of a radio. You turn the dial, searching through static. Then suddenly, you hear something? Not music, not a news broadcast, not a weather report. A signal. A strange signal that appears, for only a few minutes before, disappearing without a trace. A signal that nobody can explain. And tonight, we're investigating one of the most mysterious transmissions ever recorded. Welcome to Mystery Signal. The story begins on a stormy night. A radio enthusiast named Daniel was monitoring frequencies from his small home station. This wasn't unusual. Thousands of hobbyists listen to radio frequencies every night. Most hear nothing but static. But on this night, Daniel noticed something strange. At exactly 2:17 a.m., a signal appeared on an otherwise silent frequency. The transmission lasted only 47 seconds, then it vanished. Daniel immediately replayed his recording. What he heard sent chills down his spine. The signal wasn't random. He followed a pattern, a precise sequence repeated over and over. At first it sounded meaningless, but the more he listened, the more unusual it became. He uploaded a recording online. Within hours, people around the world began analyzing it. Some believed it was a military transmission. Others thought it was interference from satellites, but no explanation fit the evidence. The signal continued to appear every night at exactly the same time. Always 2:17 a.m., always lasting 47 seconds, always transmitting the exact same pattern. For weeks, nobody could explain why. Researchers began studying every detail. They measured the frequency. They analyzed the waveform. They searched databases containing thousands of known transmissions. Nothing matched. The signal appeared to be unique. Then someone noticed something extraordinary. Hidden inside the pattern were numbers. At first they seemed random, but after arranging them correctly, investigators discovered a sequence. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Nobody knew what these numbers meant. Theories exploded across the internet. Some believed they were coordinates. Others thought they were dates. A few suggested they were encrypted instructions. But every theory eventually failed. The numbers remained a mystery. Yet the strangest discovery was still ahead. One night, a sound engineer downloaded the original recording. He decided to isolate the background noise. His goal was simple: remove the static, amplify the signal, see if anything was hidden beneath. What he found shocked everyone. Deep within the transmission was a faint sound, a voice. Not clear, not easy to understand, but definitely a voice. The engineer spent days cleaning the recording. After countless adjustments, he released a new version. People listened carefully. Most heard nothing, but some claimed they could make out words. Different listeners reported different phrases. One group heard, "Do not answer." Another heard, "Stay away." Others heard something even stranger, "It's already here." Nobody could agree on what was actually being said. But one thing became clear. The signal was no longer just a pattern. Something was hidden inside it. Then something happened that made the mystery even darker. Daniel, the man who first recorded the signal, suddenly stopped posting updates. For months, he had shared every discovery. Then, without warning, his accounts went silent. No explanation, no farewell message, nothing. His last post contained only one sentence: "I found where it's coming from." That message appeared online for less than 10 minutes before being deleted. Nobody knows who deleted it. Nobody knows what Daniel discovered, and nobody has heard from him since. The disappearance fueled countless theories. Some claimed he had uncovered a government secret. Others believed he had simply lost interest. But many people thought something far more disturbing had happened. The mystery deepened. Years later, a new group of researchers revisited the case. Instead of studying the audio, they focused on the signal source. Using archived recordings, they attempted to estimate where it originated. The results were unexpected. Every calculation pointed toward the same remote region, an isolated area with almost no population, no radio stations, no military installations, nothing that should have been capable of producing such a transmission. Satellite images revealed only dense forest and abandoned structures. The investigators traveled there, hoping to find answers. Instead, they found more questions. Locals claimed strange sounds were sometimes heard at night. Several residents reported hearing low humming noises. Others spoke about unusual lights appearing in the sky. No evidence supported these claims, but the stories continued, year after year. Then came the most chilling development of all. A recording surfaced that appeared different from every previous transmission. The signal lasted nearly 5 minutes. Unlike earlier versions, the pattern changed repeatedly. Toward the end, something happened. The signal suddenly stopped. A few seconds of silence followed. Then a clear sound emerged. 3 sharp tones. A pause. 3 more tones. Another pause. 3 final tones. Source: the international distress signal. The recording ended immediately afterward. Investigators could not determine whether the message was intentional. Perhaps it was coincidence. Perhaps not. But the timing was difficult to ignore. For many people, this transformed the mystery entirely. Maybe the signal wasn't a warning. Maybe it was a call for help. Today, several theories attempt to explain the mystery. Theory 1. A secret government experiment. Supporters argue that classified communications could account for the strange patterns. However, no evidence has ever confirmed this idea. Theory 2. A forgotten military system. Some researchers believe an abandoned installation may have generated automated broadcasts, yet this fails to explain the hidden voice. Theory 3. An elaborate hoax. Could someone have created the signal to fool listeners? Possibly, but maintaining the transmission for years would have required significant effort and resources. Theory 4. Something unknown. A possibility that attracts the most attention, and perhaps the least evidence. But mysteries survive because questions remain unanswered. And this case contains more questions than answers. Even today, the origin of the signal remains unknown. No verified source has ever been identified. No official explanation has ever been accepted. The numbers remain unsolved. The voice remains disputed. Daniel's disappearance remains unexplained. And the signal itself continues to fuel speculation around the world. Was it a secret transmission? A forgotten experiment? A warning? Or something else entirely? We may never know. But if one thing is certain, some signals are never meant to be understood. This is Mystery Signal. And the transmission continues. End of episode 1.